Hello, and welcome to my West Siberian People's Republic Let's Play. The first thing we're going to go ahead and do is do the first political power pass that we have, which is the Great Popular Triumph. West Siberian People's Republic has been established. The world of Siberia has been liberated from rulers, from the false leader, and exposed to the despicable All-Russian Black League. The season you grow to the despicable war profiteers of Laos. Now that we have reunified the region, the hardest step in the long, arduous process to reunite Russia has begun. Thousands of our fellow countrymen are out of work, starving, displaced. We must provide for our people and prepare for future conflicts, as we are not the only ones who seek to reunite Russia. We're going to go with that. The other thing that's open is we have this, but we can't do it till springtime for the Soviet people. I don't know when that will be. We also have the ability to go for our army and make our army a bit better. That's something we aren't going to be doing for a little bit. Then over here we have returning to the world. We might want to maybe work and get some help to see if there's a possibility to do like free annexation here, but doesn't look like it. And last time we did, we had the ability to open up diplomatic relations. It basically was just a money sink that didn't really help us, so we're not really going to be super worried about that. It's not going to be our priority. Or at least not right now. We can probably make a bunch of infantry here real quick. Caffeine flows, luxuries such as tea and coffee are one for commodities in the chaos of the late 50s and early 60s, only available to those with both money and connections that are out of reach for most of the population. However, as Russia stabilized, access to the global economy has drastically improved. Now, once rare commodities are being imported in increasingly large amounts, chocolate, fruits, foreign wines, and of course, coffee and tea. Access to caffeinated beverages, longer luxury such as privileged food, but increase in common, is still pricey drink of choice for many of our citizens. Tips for our future success. We'll go ahead and make... Yeah, looks like it works. 4 more of those. What we really want to do when we go down here, we're going to be going for our best possible credible population. So we're going to go Soviet cosmopolitanism and a union together and equal. And for these two, there's an argument for each of these. This one gives less monthly population but more recruitable factor. This gives less recruitable factor, but significantly less recruitable factor, but also gives women in the workplace, which gives... Let me pause it real quick. Oh, sorry, no, this does not give a bunch of stuff. It just gives us critical population factor, but this one gives us critical population factor up. So this one down 15%, this one up 5%, but this decreases monthly population by 15%, and well, for this, I'm not too sure about these two. For abolition of oppression and a mother should be proud. These two I'm not for sure on. I'm leaning towards a mother should be proud because I don't like losing the monthly population. But it could go either way. Also over here, I'm going to be going for... I know there was one that did something over here. Oh yeah, we're sticking to these two political requirements and eyes on the nomenclature because I think they fit Stalinism more. And these two we're probably going to go the cultural proletarian overall. Great Popular Triumph. With these we have two. We can lift the proletarian contribution, which gives us resource gain efficiency, consumer goods go down and stability go up, or we can get here where we get political power gain up 15%, stability 10%, and research speed 3%. I'm just going to go with this because I like the stability and the research speed is good. Soldiers and workers contributed much to the reunification effort, but we must honor the brave men who directed those on the front lines. Politicians, bureaucrats, generals, and diplomats who all led the Republic to victory shall be given the highest honors available. Medals will be given, and statues will be built in the name of those who led us to reunify the region and those who, God willing, lead us to reunify Russia. God willing, do we have religious... Well, we're state atheism, I don't know why. Restoration Day, the West Siberian People's Republic united once again. Across our glorious nation, you can hear the people singing, trumpets blaring, and men parading through the streets of welcoming cities. who welcome not only the liberation but new Russian prosperity. All of them Call it the same thing. Glory to Russia, glory to kaganovich, or liberator. United Western Siberia is only the first step to united Russia. We believe that under our leader, we will undoubtedly succeed. State Kaganovich spoke in front of a massive crowd in Tyumen and to crowds across Western Siberia through a loudspeaker, proclaimed liberation of West Siberia, unification of Western Siberian People's Republic. People who have won the greatest victory, he said to a jubilant audience, and now the People's Vanguards is in full control of West Siberia under the guidance of the party and our leader, Tsar Kaganovich. From West Siberia, there is no clear path into Russia's liberation. The people's government is here. It's cool. We'll go ahead and integrate this last while we can. 5-year plan. Is there anything here? Yeah, that's gonna make stuff jump. But getting oil and steel is nice. Propaganda. Nah, we'll save the political power there. Now, which one of you is really bad for our recruitable population and societal development? Not great, not great. Agriculture needs to get up. Poverty rate needs to get up. Professionalism does need to get up, but not a priority. So we need to focus on industrial expertise. Moderately increases our GDP. That sounds good, but we also need to work on our industry and agriculture first. Battle for Italy. Yeah, our rubber is... Yes, but it's fine. One of the heroes of socialism is done. Reflect upon Stalin's word. West Siberian People's Republic is at a logical crossroad. The thoughts of Joseph Stalin have guided our state through its darkest hours. It was clear that we cannot strictly adhere to Stalinism forever. Follow the teaching of Stalin, but as more time goes on, the more and more nations liberalize, it is only a matter of time before cracks appear in the system. The ideas seem to grow more and more antiquated by the day. As such, it seems like the time to look to our other sources of theory, judgment, and ideology, sticking to our Lord of Stalin in most regards. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong to just focus basically off recruitable population, but I feel like 15% monthly population, let's see. Our recruitable population is 443 growth. Springtime for people. I'm really not sure. No, 15% recruitable population factor down 15%. That's not good. Change rights to women in the workplace. Recruitable population down 5%. So that's actually a 20% debuff. Read this carefully. 15% monthly population down. Plus we gain recruitable population factor 5%. Taxable population 12%. It's not super important. Increases conscription factor by 5%. This is actually a 10% buff, I think. Okay, you know what? No, that's right. If this is 20%, this is actually 10%. 13% monthly population decrease is going to suck. But we're going to go with for the abolition of oppression. Yeah, I think it's decided. Go ahead and go on this. Yeah, how have we not done a land doctrine? We probably want to do attrition planning. We'll go down there. That's probably the most useful thing in Siberia. What? Construction. Kazakh Socialist Republic has defeated the National Republic of... Okay. Okay, for some reason my game wants to crash because of this. We're good. Okay. Construction, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's down because of, yeah, overextended administration. Reflect upon Stalin's words. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get down here and we're going to get those early recruitable population stuff. The new Soviet spirit. The more material concerns of the social state are absolutely priority concern of ours. We must all pay a mind to the spirit of our people and attitudes, of course, they hold towards one another. But of course, a free international society which all citizens and people share a sense of social solidarity. Those trains of thought that are most constructive must be decided upon. Shall they be cosmopolitan and open, or shall they be patriotic and protective? The people's minds are the greatest field for which socialism grows. Let's ensure that they are well encouraged. That's good. Okay. Are they aren't gonna come after us, are they? I don't see anything that's like, oh, they're going after us. Okay. Alright, cool. Got a bunch of political factory. Okay, we can stuff. New Soviet spirit. Alright. Soviet cosmopolitanism. We shed our petty differences and come together as a single nation. There will be no longer be any partisan divides. All people, voice and spirit will be equal members of the proletariat, and there is no need for former national identities. Citizens of the West Siberian People's Republic, we shall unite ourselves to further our goals. Propaganda of the world. Secretary Lazar Kaganovich worked up a series to the second story of the revolutionary literature production factory, the largest propaganda shop in Spirit. Sometimes a party lackeys and fairly managed and so in front of him was a large expensive collection of printers, all stamping the same pictures over and over. By the end of the day, they'd be delivered all over Siberia and beyond to the comrades and workers of all of Russia. This is a printing room. There is minimal human contact and is quite efficient in the use of ink, says the manager, smiling as little as Kaganovich looked over his work. That is good. I responded Kaganovich, walking between the machines. How would you price today? Anywhere from 500 to 1,000, depending on weather conditions and other production factors. The manager went forward and pulled a propaganda poster out and handed it to Kaganovich. Quite nice, if reduces to himself. On it was a picture of Kaganovich, his face much younger and more attractive. Going in front of a bunch of school children, blow it. We're Kaganovich lesson for the young pioneers. I must say, so Kaganovich, I do like it very much. If only we can increase production. Huh. Okay. Infrastructure's okay. Let's go with that. So we're going to ramp up debt doing this, but long term, I am sure it is fine. I wonder if we have to wait for this is done before we can do the next 5-year plan. Brigadier's coup. Okay, monthly population up 5%. So right now, recruitable is 511. Next thing is next, a union Kaganovich with a public grip on a region almost fully consolidated. Let's look at one of the few pressing political issues that we have not accounted for. Treatment of the minorities on their board. While many people are accepting these facilities, some look down on them and hold rather prejudice foods. We will create a new government body to help further the rights of minorities. The rival administration to the east and west, there are songs of Russia united as equals. No, this doesn't account towards our national debt. it is very helpful in the fact that it gives us more civilian factories, which should increase our GDP. Robots, sure. Oh yeah, wait, sorry, that was 511 before. Now we're at 543. A little bit more, which is not great, but every little bit helps. More, I think. Oh, nega, okay. Let's see, we could trade for that, but we don't really want to. Improved academic base. The foundation of society is a right not associated how institutions that define civil life rest on the bedrock of written word. Study marches forward hand in hand with the literature of the time. It lives and dies by high tides of writing. She sleeps when the pages are burned and awakened when a curious young person decides to scratch something on that palm leaf. Is a progenitor of liberty and may spell it to the end. Our schooling and literacy matter more than nearly anything else. When it dies, progress isn't as halted as actively begins whether. Progress towards whatever ideal, the original purity, free markets, or equality cannot survive without a pen. Yes, our universities have been expanded, but some man today is newly learning how to read, putting up Pandora's box that is writing. It's just something that must be celebrated. That's nice. Is there anything here that's not being increased? Societal progress level. Poverty rate. Poverty rate really needs to be fixed. Okay. This will be increasing our poverty rate. Well, decreasing our poverty rate, improving it, that's what I mean. Reunion together and equal. That's nice. Alright, next thing. Political power gain up would be nice. Reduces the administrative strain. Oh, that's right, administrative strain. Alright. The new Soviet state. As Marx once said, philosophers have only interpreted the word in various ways. The point, however, is to change it. That we are the keepers of the most orthodox strain. Marxism means nothing if we do not commit theory to practice. Must remold the Western Supreme Republic in a caste that Stalin made. The whole government organization must be rebuilt along Stalinist lines. Civil servants must be trained as Stalinist theory, and the party must be made to fulfill the goals that Stalin laid so many years. And getting us that more political power will help us do this quicker, even if it is racking up our debt like crazy. I think I just saw something about the... Okay. So what it looks like right now is we have despotism, authoritarian socialism, and authoritarian socialism. Are these guys, like, cool, or are they just kinda... Just kinda eh. Could build more infrastructure. Actually, let's take a look. Better industrial equipment. The economy is doing great, and reforms in the industrial subsidizing or resulting in shipping of updated industrial equipment across the country. Products are being produced quicker and cheaper. The further progress of mechanization to the once ossified industrial world will prove to be a boon to worker and manager alike. No more long, horrible hours, no more subpar products screwed by imperfect human hands. Industry continues to march forward. They're a long time coming. However, increases in budgets and are to focus on what industries are having increased for much reinvestment in our country's industrial equipment. Excellent. Dockyard output, factory output, construction speed, resource gain, efficiency. Very nice. The new Soviet state is done. Very nice. This political power now. Alright, and ITIL political requirements. Dictator where the proletariat does not do the dictating is merely dictatorship. Hence why we increase the amount of direct democracy in the People's Republic in accordance to the principles set out by Comrade Stalin. The discerning people we disagree with, such as priests and former employers, seek to put universal, direct, and secret elections to certain candidates for local Soviets nominated by the Communist Party are approved by the people by a process of submitting simple blank ballots. Those who disagree with the party's nominations may freely submit their own candidates via polling booths. This process will ensure the voice of the working class may be heard even in the highest echelons of the party. Indonesia has defeated Free Indonesia. Well, I'd like to take this weekly. Sukarno wins. Let's go for it. Getting a little bit of extra manpower is always nice. And these guys for now, let's go ahead and just move you down here where there's a little bit more infrastructure. Oh yeah, and I forgot to check. They changed that. For some reason this wants to make my game crash. I don't know why. It's not even we're literally just moving troops. Come on, game. Oh, here it is. Kaganovich crud. That is great. Sukarno's literally just won and then immediately gets queued. Okay. And nothing too very cool item political requirements. And I to know officially the people of the public were soft with class as hypocrites who say their hearts bleed for the poor and downtrodden on the West Siberia while growing fat off their labor. Indeed, even reactionaries who served the ultranationalist Black League in the many years of first war would run their way into civil service by voting millions of platitudes to the party leaders or heads of the local Soviets. Not let this cancer fester in the heart of Tyumen. Left unchecked, these liberals will destroy the revolution from within, exploiting the most vulnerable people in our society for their own personal gain. It is time we act. Alright, and we already have these guys. These templates really aren't the best, but they worked pretty well. Like, really well, and I don't know why. Strategic theorem finished. We are going to focus on land doctrine. Offensive strategy is okay, but when you look at stuff like this, army defense, that'll be necessary. Like defense, out of supply grace, it's like recruitable population factor. That stuff. The big mistake I made last series when I played as Irkutsk was I just was like, alright, let's rush across and fight. And I got completely destroyed. So having defense and having the ability to build up some troops is something I definitely think we need. Alright, now we have a bunch of political power. Let's go with agricultural modernization. Yeah, 10% factor, 15% factor. How is this guy going? Next time we get political power, if it's possible, we are definitely going to go with trying to get our poverty rate going down. Yeah, ooh, death of the. I'm assuming that's this guy. Nope. Okay. And the new Soviet life. We uplift all workers of the West Siberian People's Republic, not just the ones that look and act like the majority of Russians. All the minorities within our borders should be able to get the same healthcare, education, schooling, wages as any other human being proven enough to work and live within our nation's borders. Instead of letting ourselves be divided by language, race, and culture, unite ourselves with ideology and the shared blood, sweat, and tears that were shed to secure West Siberia for our nation. Okay, so we got some more political power. Let's see. Industrial equipment will go up. I don't think we have. We need to do something for army professionalism. Just press it once so it's at least moving at least some. So next time we get some political power, that's what we're spending it on. How is our industrial strain doing now? Much better. We should be producing stuff now, right? Wait, no, that's... Yep. Very nice. Show finished, ceasefire signed. There we go. We're gonna build a bunch of civilian factories there. Bunch here. And a bunch here. And a bunch of doormen. We need a very large economy to run this. Go ahead and finish you. Alright, yep, maybe this is a mistake. This is the choice I'm least certain about. Definitely the one I'm least certain about. But I'm going to go with for the abolition of oppression. Giving up this recruited monthly population is going to suck, but maybe I feel like this is the good decision, right? Being a great start to uplift all workers who reside within our borders, but we must not forget the women of the West Siberian People's Republic. While many are homemakers, many are also steeped in the shoes of men during the reunification wars. Record amounts of women are factory workers, scientists, and engineers, and record amounts of women on higher education. This is not hard to set a record when the number was already near zero. Heavy investment will be made to allow women to have careers and seek higher education. Propaganda will be produced so the public will warm to the fact that we are all equal regardless of gender. A new policy. Czar Kaganovich, Security Minister. Unification of West Siberia and the leadership of the Secretary were both at crossroads relates to the nature of regulation of both our original citizens and new citizens who have found their way into the glorious People's Republic. Specifically, the question relates to whether or not we should build a possible race percent surplus value over new citizens just as aggressively we did to our original core. In order to safeguard the revolution, specifically as it relates to closed citizens and housing, to save them from their own material decadence, or to relax our relations for time being in order to make transitions smoother for our liberated people. Decision rests in the behest of the Secretary. Revolution will not be stopped for the sake of a sack of potatoes. Perhaps we can ease up on our policy for now. We'll lose our a little bit of political power. That seems like it's worth it. Alright, hire 4 instructors. 130 million is pretty expensive, but... I definitely feel like this is worth it. So this gives us factory output, dockyard output, taxable population. Oh wait, I didn't even see that. It gives us academic-based monthly changes 0.50 plus industrial expertise monthly change plus 0.50. I mean, that's not like crazy, right? But it is something. Like if you look like academic, like let's see. Industrial expertise. Industrial expertise is this one. So it's going up at 4.250. That's a pretty decent increase. That is not bad at all. And we probably need to spend our next research slot when given a chance to foreign sergeants. All right, let's go. Cultural proletariat overall. Ism is the enemy of the proletariat, and it is the enemy of the republic. Many different art styles of such leads them because they purposely make their message convoluted, try to make it above the common worker. By reinforcing the simple, utilitarian, and easy to read style of social realism, we're able to make sure that all of our citizens will be able to appreciate the works of our talented artists. If hire foreign instructors, well, my experience is okay, but we want just a little bit of movement towards higher professionalism. Even though our critical population is our main concern. An artist limit, so we're going to get someone being probably very upset about us saying you can't make the art you want. It's okay, and we can springtime for the Soviet people. Oh, here I want to read this first. Without food, men may not work, and without work, government simply ceases to exist. Bureaucracy that sustains evaporating in a matter of weeks. However, the universe is also true. With more food comes plenty, and the formation of ever more complex ages. After all, we're not the first states formed with the creation of agricultural. New agricultural innovation will reduce the amount of hard labor needed with the fields and shift the workload to mechanized equipment like tractors and automated harvesters. Advances in fertilizer allows crops to grow more quicker and cheaper. And we'll have food and it'll be plenty. Monthly population, 20%. That makes up for that right there. Perfect. Recruitable population factor up 10%. Consumer goods factors down 50%. Training time down 5%. Factory output and decade output up. Yeah, I definitely made the right decision. Springtime for the Soviet people. This allows us to exert influence in the Southern Urals, and that will be what unlocks us. So it's not like I didn't read very well, but that is unlocked once we finish this. We don't need to wait for a certain like timed event. So that's going to be fun. But for now, we are going to go ahead and finish this episode. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.